Hey Bible friends, Austin here. Did you all know that there is a Bible that has blue accents, Christ's words in blue, and is in a thin line? I have one. This is the Maclaren series by Thomas Nelson, and I have it in the genuine leather, and this is the New King James Version. And then I have two more I want to show you, and they are Leathersoft, a New King James Leathersoft, and a King James Leathersoft. I'll tell you a little bit about who these are named after later in the video, but I think by the time we get done with this review, you're going to want one of these. Let's get into it. So I've got three different Maclaren series to show you, but we're going to start with this one, the New King James Genuine Leather, because it has words of Christ in blue, and you know, I figured if that's probably why you're here to see this. So if you don't want to watch the others, that's why I put this up front or right in the beginning. So this is a clamshell box. Let me show you the back of it. My favorite type of box is clamshell. I wish all Bibles came in clamshell. This is genuine leather, a very nice leather. It's almost could fool me and tell me it was goat skin. I might believe it. Very flexible and soft. Just wish they didn't do that. It's gold. I wish they would just stamp it and just not put gold over it. This gilding they put on there, this art gilding, is just beautiful. I don't know how they do that, but it's really nice. Two ribbons, black and a blue, 3/8, and then 5 raised hubs. Now this here where they put Holy Bible and New King James Version, that's not stamped in, so it's just kind of, you know, gold printed on there, so some heavy use that might rub off. And inside is vinyl liner, and it's reinforced. They did a really nice job on the corners here. Now this reinforcement it's pretty stiff. I might need some breaking in because it's not going to really want to lay flat until you get kind of into the Bible a little bit. So it looks probably around Genesis 30 and somewhere in there it will lay flat. But I'm going to jump straight to the New Testament, the book of Matthew, and I'm going to show you what you're really here for. So the is in black, New Testament in blue. This is a very nice blue. I'm going to go a couple pages in here. Show you this, the words of Christ in blue. This is beautiful. So they put the words of Christ in blue, Matthew 4:20. So the book title and chapter and verse number up there is in blue. The titles or descriptions are in blue. And then down here, your references are at the bottom. And they even put the chapter and verse number. Let me bring that up a little closer. All in blue. That makes it really easy to find. I like that. And then I'm going to jump to the back and show you. So this is paragraph format. In the Psalms or the poetry sections, they go to a verse by verse. And then back here they put which psalm you're in, like Psalm 111, that's in black. And then they put the title here in blue. Very nice. So if you like blue, and you'll love this. Okay, let's go back here. Oh, and this is a 10-point print. 10-point print. I don't know what the paper GSM is, but it feels very nice. It's very good paper. Very sleek and very, very little ghosting. Okay, let's go back here to the back, and I'll show you the maps. There's eight full-colored maps, and these are have a little bit of a gloss to them. Okay, before I show you the other two Maclarens, I want to tell you a little bit. It'll take a minute. I want to tell you a little bit about Alexander Maclaren, because I found this really interesting. He lived in the 19th century, and he was from Scotland, and he moved to England, and he ended up going to college when he was 14 years old. Crazy, right? He was a Baptist preacher, but here's what I find really interesting, was that whenever he would go into his study to read the Word of God or work on his sermons, he would put on an old pair of work boots. And he said that reminded him of how serious studying the Word of God is. So, okay, before you click away, let's look at these two. Both of these are Leathersoft. This is the King James and New King James. And they do have some differences compared to the genuine leather that I showed you a little bit ago. These both have 72,000 cross references, and these are a 10.5 type size, whereas the genuine leather was 43,000 and a 10 type size. I'm going to hold both of these together so you can kind of see they're basically the same. Now, you know what? Let me bring in the Thinline, the genuine leather Thinline. That way you can see the thickness difference. Not much. I mean, it's really, really close. But the Thinline is a little bit thinner. I'll tell you what, let's just go with the New King James for now. But both of these, the King James and the New King James, are the same outside. They both have Leathersoft 5 raised hubs, and the gold here, the gold writing and design is not stamped in, so it could rub off. And same ribbons, they both have same ribbons, gold and black, and gold gilding. So on these Leathersofts, you don't get that fancy gilding, art gilding that you did on the genuine leather. On the inside, it's a paper paste down liner, and then presentation page, and then I'll just go right on over to the New Testament. So in the Leathersoft, they do the intro to the New Testament, they do a little different here. This is all in black, and then the blue emblem. And then I'll go a couple pages over into Matthew. Now in the Leathersoft versions, the verse by verse, I should say that, the Leathersoft verse by verse, they make the verse numbers blue. So whereas in the genuine leather paragraph format, they didn't make the verse numbers blue. They were black. Now this Leathersoft, both of these Leathersofts, the King James and the New King James, are black letter throughout as far as the text goes. So Christ's words are in black in this. They're not in blue. And then one of the real difference between the King James and the New King James. So in this is the New King James. You notice that the verse numbers are they're indented over into the text, except for when you get into the poetry. So you can see here all the poetry, the verse numbers are not indented anymore. So there's a space between there. And I tell you that because, I'll show you, because in the King James, you go into the poetry, they do indent. So in the King James version of this, it's indented everywhere. So even in the poetry, you go, so like even up here in New Testament, it's indented. So it's indented throughout. So you don't get that kind of, I guess, that poetic setting back here. So just something to note. Both of these, like I mentioned, are 10.5 type size, and these get the same paper as the genuine leather. The paper is the same, ghosting, everything is exactly the same. And they get the same maps back here also. Well, if you like blue, then these are probably for you. Let me do a quick recap on the differences here, because I know that might be a little confusing. So if you're thinking about getting one of these, you'll have a better understanding of what's what. So the genuine leather, that's the Thinline. It has the fancy art gilding, and it has the blue and the black ribbon, and it was a paragraph format. The verse numbers are in black. Christ's words are in blue, okay? And the other two, it was both Leathersoft, King James and the New King James. These are no fancy gilding. And then these had the gold and black ribbons, and the words of Christ are in black, but the verse numbers are in blue, and the text is a 10.5 point, so just a little bit bigger than the genuine leather. Getting tongue-tied here. So anyway, if you all want to check these out, the link will be in the description. I'll put you all on my prayer list. If I don't see you again before Christmas, I'll go ahead and say Merry Christmas, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.